In the summer of 1899, Monet stood in the garden he had personally created in Giverny, setting up his easel to face the green footbridge. That year, he began one of the most famous series in the history of art. Next, we'll take a deep dive into the details of this group of paintings. At the beginning of this series, Monet established an exceptionally solid composition. The arched bridge stretches across the center of the painting, dividing the space in two. Above is a green barrier woven by drooping willows, and below is a tranquil water surface dotted with water lilies. This nearly symmetrical layout creates a sense of timeless serenity, reminiscent of a medieval garden. If you take a closer look, you'll notice that the bridge isn't just a single shade of green. Monet used a technique of weaving colors, applying pure, unmixed patches of color directly on the canvas. He was making use of our eyes, letting the light complete the final color blending on the viewer's retina. Take a look at this one. It's set in the early morning. The air is filled with cool blue and purple tones, and the bridge seems to be shrouded in a light veil. What Monet captured wasn't the physical bridge, but the texture of the air refracted by the cold morning light. But by afternoon, the same scene changes in an instant. Golden sunlight pierces through the willow leaves, the bridge glows with a warm yellow-green sheen, and the ripples on the water become lively and animated. This is the very essence of Impressionism. Light is the true soul of everything. The water lilies in the pond are more than just decoration. Monet used the size, spacing, and the blurred reflections of the lilies to precisely convey the depth and perspective of the water surface. Each blossom is like a dancing note, composing a rhythm on the still water. Monet's brushstrokes are short and decisive. He no longer strives for the smoothness of classical painting, but instead preserves the materiality of the paint. This tactile style of painting causes the image to shimmer differently depending on the angle of the light. This unique composition was largely influenced by Japanese ukiyo-e prints. Monet collected a large number of works by Hiroshiga, drawing inspiration from their bold cropping techniques. He let the arch of the bridge nearly touch the top edge of the canvas, creating a compact and tension-filled visual pressure. As the series progressed, Monet began to break away from the initial symmetry, moving his easel, experimenting with diagonal perspectives, and even allowing the bridge to be partially obscured by lush willow trees. This marked his shift from recording landscapes to exploring pure visual forms. The works after 1912 document a painful period in Monet's life. Severe cataracts gradually robbed him of his ability to perceive blues and purples, turning his world into a murky brownish red. The Japanese bridge in his paintings also became wild and heavy. But this was not just a record of his illness, it was also a true expression of his inner world. Monet no longer pursued external accuracy, but painted from memory and emotion. These blurred boundaries unexpectedly opened the door to modern abstract art. After his surgery in 1923, Monet was even able to see ultraviolet light, which is invisible to most people. His final series of Japanese bridge paintings presents an almost surreal, intensely cold deep blue. At that time, at the end of his life, he was making his last pursuit of light. In the end, the bridge disappeared, and so did the horizon. Monet led us into a pure world of nothing but light, mist, and color. This is the ultimate realm he explored in his Japanese bridge series, where the self and the world become one. The Japanese bridge series is not only Monet's signature work, it is also a cornerstone in the history of Western painting. It tells us that painting doesn't have to depict the object itself, it can also portray our perception of the object. From the first brushstroke on the canvas in 1899 to his later years, persevering in creation even in darkness, Monet spent 30 years transforming an ordinary wooden bridge into a hymn of color that transcends borders and time.